Right, hello and welcome. So this is just a quick lunchtime ham radio trip out. I've not played radio for over about 10 days now. Last week I went on a family holiday with the beautiful wife and the youngest. Had a great time, which means there was a gap between going out and playing radio and doing some videos and whatnot. So I thought, actually, because I thought I'd come out and just try a bit of 10 meters. So I've set up the mobile antenna for the 10 meters, stuck on some radials as well just to improve things. I brought with me the Icom IC-705, and I'm just going to be using the Ecoflow power supply, just to hear some radio and maybe make a contact. There's been a lot of cars coming past at the moment, so I thought at least I'd come out and try and make a contact, or just have a listen to the 10 meter band and have a chat with you guys. And importantly, I think this is the most important bit about today's lunchtime outing, is I brought some lunch with me. So I wanted to go for a ploughman's lunch, which I haven't really quite achieved that, but there's a local farm shop nearby. So I popped in, I bought some pickled shallots, I bought a pork pie, nice pork pie, all locally made, and I bought a spot of Wensleydale. So a ham radio trip out with pork pie, pickles and cheese, and some I think there might be locally produced crisps as well. I want to read through some of the comments as well, so we'll go through some of the comments on the past few videos. So I'm just going to be using 10 watts out the back of the 705 rather than faffing about bringing a bigger radio or the linear amp that I've been using in the past few trips out. This is just a bit of spot of lunch and a spot of radio. What I do need to do is I need to tidy up, that's what I need to do. So I've got two antennas on the roof, so I need to work out which one of these is to the 10 meter antenna, so I'll follow that in a minute. And I need to adapt that to fit into directly into the 705. So in my little bag of tricks, I've got loads of little adapters and things. Let's put that into there. Oh, this is looking fun. I'm picking very weakly, I'm picking up a station, I think it's from Alicante, Spain. So I'll just have a little bit of lunch. It's a medium pork pie. I mean, it's a fair size, must admit. Those pickles are superb. Not much on the radio at the moment. Pork pie time though. I've got food on my face. The conditions today were saying that 10 meters was going to be good in the daytime, poor in the evening. We still have some fluctuating propagation, so I'm not expecting big miracles from this lunchtime, but again, it's that magic of 10 meters. You never know, we may get a little bit of life coming back into it this afternoon. but we'll see. But what I have brought with me, and I might try one of these today, is I've brought a couple. In my back garden I've got an antenna graveyard where lots of antennas, lots of great ideas I've had for making my own antennas go to rest. Inside that antenna graveyard I found some mobile whips that I've got a little bit rusty, a little bit unloved, and I've got 3 of them here already made up. And I forgot that I actually bought 2 of these whips. I think these were 17 meters, and crisps everywhere. The idea at the time was to stick them both into a dipole. So I'm hoping to go camping in the next few days overnight, and I'll take with me the mast, and hopefully I'll stick on this into a dipole configuration on 17 meters. I'm not sure what the rest of these are. If I find another 2 that are of the same band, I'll try a different band as well, but I'll try and play around with some dipole configurations on the next outing. So currently I'm just putting some CQ calls out on a loop. I really doubt if anybody will pick anything up, but you never know. While I'm here, I just want to read through a handful of the comments that you sent through. Again, as always, thank you very much to everybody that has sent through comments, suggestions, tips, tell me where things are not going quite so right, ideas and all that kind of stuff. All fantastic. I'll just read through some of these from the phone here. So this one is from G0GCQ. How about trying 70 centimeters next time you're in the Peak District? Great takeoff there, or maybe Malcop. Well, actually I have got in the antenna graveyard a 70 sems Yagi that goes on the mast, so I definitely will try that. I'm just wondering what modes to try, because is it best to try FT8 when you're doing 70 sems horizontal, or is it best to do SSB, or what mode would you suggest I should use on the 70 centimeters with a small beam? So please put that into the comments below. This one is from Tony D6884. Love your setup. I'm going to check to see if you've done a walkthrough of the vehicle station of the Land Rover. It also asks what tarp I used on the previous video. So the tarp that I did use on a previous video was a DD Hammocks 3x3 meter tarp. I've got a couple of them, one in green and one in like the camouflage. I might do a little bit of a swing round with a camera on a later video, but the Land Rover is always in a state of flux. It's always a state of change, because I use it for all sorts of different purposes. It's my daily drive as well. But on a day like today, I tend to sit here and operate here with the radio. But this unit on the side here is also where I turn that into a bed, and underneath that I've got a drawer as well. So that's the basic setup, and I just sort of cram everything in, get to where I'm located, and just tidy up as I get there. What this vehicle isn't a showroom overlanding setup. I'm not that organised, and because it's a daily drive, it goes to the tip and all sorts. It's a bit of a flexible vehicle, but I'll swing the camera around when it's a bit more tidy and give an idea what some of the fundamental thinking is around the vehicle. But it's absolutely suiting me fine for everything that I need it to do. Okay, this one's from John PWM Graph. Of course you're getting QSB. This is on the previous video, because it was World B Day. QSB will be. Anyway, thanks for the video. I notice you're taping your mast at each joint, so use a DX Commander pole. I would think you could get away with a simple twist of the joint as you're extending it. John's got a spider beam and has never had to tape it. It's a habit that I have with a DX Commander, and is it really that necessary with a DX Commander, especially for an overnighter? But I tend to tape it, especially during the winter. I tend to find that some of the higher joints on it, some of those can drop down, even with a bit of a twist. And I think it's just extra security, because what I don't want to do in the winter is to go out and have to fix an antenna when it's chucking it down and it's freezing and it's really miserable. But it does make taking it down the next morning more of a pain, because you have to try and, if you don't remember to put a little fold on the tape, you end up having to pick the tape off the joints. But during the summer, it's just a habit. Nothing on the radio, nobody's coming back to the call yet. What's the jumps? This is from Dean Nunya, regular commenter on the channel, so thank you. What's the Jumpstart pack called? This is a pack that was sent to me to do a bit of a review on it, and I'll just go and fetch that. Give me a second. Right, so it's called a top done, the big cheese. And basically it's a Jumpstart JS 2000, and it's just a to back up in case I do need to jumpstart a vehicle if I'm out and about. So it's a bit of insurance from that point of view. It should actually do the Land Rover according to the stats on it. I guess you wouldn't get much of a go at doing it. I guess you get one shot at doing it probably. But it gives me USB out as well. So I've on the last visit out, I was running all my cameras and charging my cameras on there. But it also gives a port out as well, which gives about 15.5 volts, which was a little bit hot. But it's a question for those people that know about this kind of stuff. Would you run an IC-705 on 15.4 volts? I think it's about 15.4. I'll put the number up again that I measured last time when I tested this. Would you run a radio off this if it gives out this voltage? Because I've not run a radio on it yet. I've just used it as an emergency kit, but also for USB charging, and it charges by USB, so it's super simple to maintain, and a nice little box as well. So I'll put a link in below, because I said that because it was gifted to me that I'd put a link in and give it a bit of a review. So topped on, and it seems a nice bit of kit.
27545 pictures.
So there's a little bit of life on the 27555, the Ola Coca-Cola channel. There's a little bit of life there, but not much. But what I might do, because I've got 20 minutes or so left, I'm going to choose one of these three that are already made up. I'm going to stick one of these on where the antenna is currently in the middle of the roof, and just find out what these are tuned into, because they don't say. Oh, I didn't put on them what band they are, so I'm going to chuck one on, see what comes up on the scope on the radio. So I've tried two of these antennas, and they're both cut for 10 meters, which is like, I was hoping one would be for 20 or 17, so we could try different bands while I'm out. However, they're both at 10 meters, both perfectly tuned in. So that means on the next trip out, I know that I've got two 17-metre whips, and I've got two 10-metre whips. So if I take the antenna mast out, I can actually try it. So if I take the antenna mast out, I can try 17 metres and 10 metres dipoles on the next visit out. So because I've got two 10-metre whips and two 17-metre whips, it means that I can go out on the next overnight trip, take the antenna mast and try some dipole configurations, so that'd be fun. Not much at all still on the radio. It is it's dead Jim, but no contacts, no real radio conditions to speak of. Lunch was lovely. It was good just to get out and try a little bit of radio, play about with a bit of equipment and have a ploughman's lunch. So well, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.